Every single day, millions of complete strangers cross paths, exchange money, and share space without resorting to violence. We manage this because we accept a basic compromise. In Hinduism, it is referred to as dharma, a necessary balance between individual free will and social responsibility. To live in a community means constantly suppressing our selfish, biological urges. We treat these ethical boundaries, human rights, and codes of conduct as if they are permanent physical structures. The truth is, they are entirely products of human imagination. They only work because we mutually agree to believe in them. There is a strict divide between forces of nature and the laws of civics. Gravity exists independently of perception, but our moral rules require constant human participation. If our species vanished tomorrow, planets keep orbiting the sun, but social laws evaporate without anyone enforcing them. The stability of this system depends on a collective willingness to play along. But some individuals never sign the contract. They operate without empathy or guilt, ignoring the boundaries the rest of us take for granted. Rejecting these social fictions places an individual psychologically outside the boundaries of our community. They disrupt the hierarchy by treating our civility as a weakness, transforming a cooperative society into a personal hunting ground. Consider a profession known as night crawling. It involves monitoring police scanners to film fatal car crashes and bloody crime scenes, then selling that raw footage to news agencies for profit. The man doing this job, Lou Bloom, carries an unsettling presence, maintaining a cold, emotionless stare in the face of dying victims. Lou lacks any regard for human nature. To him, an injured person bleeding on the pavement is not a tragedy. People are simply products to be manipulated for self-gain. Psychologists identify this specific behavioral profile as Machiavellianism, characterized by a complete disregard for conventional morality in the pursuit of self-interest. The term traces back to the 16th century Italian diplomat Niccolò Machiavelli, whose foundational text, The Prince, laid out a framework for ruthless political strategy. The core philosophy dictates that you cannot be highly effective and kind at the same time. Deceit, cheating, and immoral acts are entirely justified if they achieve the desired outcome. Lou Bloom has no interest in burning down the world. Instead, his complete lack of conscience makes him the perfect apex predator to thrive within and exploit a capitalist, blood-hungry media landscape. A different threat emerges when we examine severe narcissism, encapsulated by the clinical archetype of Amy Dunn. Narcissists operate with an extreme sense of grandiosity. They maintain a persistent delusion that their sacrifices matter the most, placing themselves above everyone else in their relationships. A typical person feels hurt by social rejection and eventually moves on. When a narcissist's self-image is threatened, they react with extreme, vengeful aggression, attacking anyone who challenges their perceived superiority. Amy's psychological makeup is particularly dangerous because it blends this high-level narcissism with cold, psychopathic calculation. She feels zero remorse for the devastation she orchestrates. While Lou Bloom acts out of detached opportunism, Amy actively weaponizes the social contract itself. She manipulates the rules of marriage, exploits the public sympathy and the justice system, turning them into instruments for aggressive revenge. The ultimate escalation of these dark traits is clinical psychopathy, represented by Anton Chigurh, a figure who totally abandons human civility. He is so profoundly alienated from society that the basic hallmarks of the social contract, like a casual conversation about the weather, deeply offend him. To determine whether a victim lives or dies, he relies on a terrifying, non-negotiable mechanism, a coin toss. His internal logic is deeply unsettling. Recognizing that human social laws are entirely man-made fictions, he feels completely free to create his own moral order, based purely on probability. Relying on the outcome of a coin allows him to absolve himself of all moral responsibility. If you lose, it was simply your destiny, and he is merely a channel for fate. He is the most dangerous form of dark personality because he cannot be bargained with, treated, or reasoned with. He operates in a parallel reality where our rules simply do not apply. We categorize behaviors into distinct boxes, Machiavellian, narcissist, and psychopath, to make a chaotic world digestible. This false binary tricks us into believing personality is a rigid construct. In truth, personality is deeply contextual, flowing together like a fluid color wheel of interconnected traits. While extreme, clinical psychopaths are mathematically rare, possessing individual dark traits is incredibly common within the general population. Elements of Lou's manipulation, Amy's vengeful grandiosity, and Anton's cold detachment exist in the coworkers, neighbors, and strangers we transact with every single day. Our daily survival relies completely on an unspoken shared agreement to suppress our selfish urges and follow the laws of civility. These predators expose our vulnerability, proving how quickly society shatters when someone simply refuses to believe the story.